Alright guys, so I was having trouble finding videos on Kwikwire. There's not too many. You find some from the other companies, but I watched one. I found one and it was pretty good, but there should be more out there, so I figured I'd make one. Right now it'll just be an unboxing and a comparison to a factory installed system. This company's out of Wisconsin. They shipped it out pretty quick. About a 22 circuit system for a Ford. It's gonna go in a 53 Ford mainline. The car's right here, trying to get it put back together. It's gonna have a 302, 331 stroker, and I put a Holley EFI, Sniper EFI, and the Holley dual sync distributor, which they sent me the wrong one, so I'm waiting on Holley to send me the right one. This one's for 351 Cleveland, and so does it fit? So I'll send that back to her, and I took all the wires out. The wiring system was out of and the old motor, out of an 89 Crown Vic. It ran, had a little bit of issues, but just wanted to do away with it and put some in it. It's mine. So here it is. Some of the old original parts that I had. I mean, the headers is from the old motor, and that's the original power steering pump, which I just got it mocked up there. I'm gonna probably replace that. Crank pulley has to be spaced out, so I got that right there. So here's the old wiring system. Originally I was going to use it, and noticed that right off the bat I was going to eliminate 16 wires because the fuel rail system was different. I didn't have it on this engine, so I started taking wires off, and it just got to be a mess. And it's possible to use, but I noticed all these wires are just, I live down here in the desert. All these wires are just, let's see to move, kind of brittle. They're stiff, brittle, thin, and I didn't want to risk an engine fire and something I just put together, something I want to keep around for a while. So if you notice these wires, you see how thin they are, but they're hard to find out what goes to what. I mean, you'd have to get a schematic out and everything, which I don't really want to bother with it. So here it is. I'll probably end up trashing it or selling it with the block, the old block. So Kwikwire, they sent me this box. Inside the box, pretty heavy originally. Notice this instruction manual. I mean, it's quality. That's not some black and white piece of paper that you're gonna lose. I mean, it's step by step, very well laid out, all color. I mean, it's good. It's a good manual. 75 pages of information, options. There's that. I went ahead and bought a couple options with it, which were these looms, just in case. Try to make it look as clean as I can. You see the price right there. I paid for everything. You'll price out a new computer and harness. It's usually a lot more than that. And I also went with the option of ground straps. I didn't realize they were going to send me so many, but there's a bunch of ground straps. Some extra accessories just came with the kit. That wasn't an option. They just threw them in there. If you're going to do any kind of splicing or making your own, I suppose. Hopefully the instructions will tell me if I have to, but that's that. And then inside this box was also this. Alright, so I got aluminum cover, got the relays. It's got a toggle down here, so they want basically they want you to install it underneath the dash, kind of where the steering wheel column is, somewhere you can access it from the driver's seat, I guess. But this switch will actually kill the power, so I guess it's a secondary security. It could be. If you're just parking the car for a while, you can just switch it off and on. The cover opens up, and then I went with the glow fuses. So if a fuse does blow, these will actually glow. The ones, so if this fuse right here blows, it'll glow. So it stands out. You don't have to be pulling fuses. And then very well labeled which is which. So I got a 22 circuit system. And I did that because it gives me the option to add something to my car. I mean, I already have AC, I have power windows, and if I want to add anything else, it just gives me more options. So you see how well it's grouped out. All these wires are very well grouped out, separated. You can pick, you know, what section to work on and not have to worry about being tangled up with all these other wires. So from here, you know, these are accessory groups. Cigarette lighter, I can see that from here. Cigarette lighter, power. Very well printed. You can see it right on the wire. Any other system you go with, they're not going to be on there as well as these. It's legible. So it's pretty well put together. These are for the radio. Door locks, which I don't have, so I won't be using those. Brake switch. Turn signals and lights and water pump and or fuel pump. Just very well put together, grouped out. So it's probably going to speed up the process, and for me it's still going to be slow since I'm not a wiring guru, but we'll see. Instrument group, which is interesting because I will actually be installing a different gauge. I went with the Dakota Digital, and the Dakota Digital, it's got its own mess, and I ripped the interior out and my dog's laying in there, but didn't know where she was. It has its own mess, so we'll see how this all goes together, but I'm gonna have to rip the interior out just so I get better access to the dash and everything like that. So you can see all the stuff that's hopefully just plug and play, because it's gonna be a challenge for me. I'm doing everything on my own. I put the motor in myself, and you see this gauge, it's blacked out, but it's gonna be digital, and that's the original, which I do like the look of the original. It just doesn't work. None of it works except for the speedometer. That used to be I think that's originally supposed to be a clock. That gauge works, and it's one I look at quite often, but with new gauges in, I'll be able to take that out and actually put a clock in if I want, or something else. All those red hoses are for the air system. I have a air ride, or airbags, on just the rear. They used to be on the front, that's why there's so many, but those are out, prior owner. And then this is a new gas tank. I have the original gas tank in it. It just needs to be replaced. It leaks up near the neck, and the sending unit's not really working. So I actually went with Bob Drake for this. Actually went with Bob Drake for the gas tank, and I actually went with Dakota Digital, maker of this gauge for the actual sending unit, so I won't have any issues with having that synced up together. I like to keep it in the family, if you know what I mean. I don't have any problems. So from there, other electrical systems, since I'm here, I'm going to put in this ignition coil, MSD blaster. And I realized how large it was. Comes with all the mounting hardware. And you can see the difference just in the size. This one's actually not that old, it's less than a year old, but I'm just going to upgrade everything. And the ignition, it's MSD. I went with black because it matches the motor. And actually comes with this here, more wires. Thought I needed a throttle cable. I'll just keep that on standby. And that's it. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. I'm not really a YouTuber, so I just thought it was be nice to have another video out there for this wiring system. I don't know anybody that works there, but just from looking at the other systems online, and there's a lot of videos of the other systems, like I don't even know what it's called, the other company, but it seemed a little bit more pricey, and it was just it didn't look like it was anything special to me. This one, it just makes it really easy for novice to install. So I consider myself a novice when it comes to electrical. I mean, I put all this in myself, but there was definitely a lot of trial and error, and there probably still will be. So it was a little bit got a sore back, I'll tell you that much. So the old motor right here, just kind of gunked up, ran, but I'm done with it. Just selling it, whatever I can get out of it. That's that. Let me know if you guys have questions. I'll update when I put it in, see how everything works, at least with the Kwikwire for sure. I'd like to get a starter on this thing and get the new distributor and get this thing running at least the next week or two. So it's my day off. Hopefully I'll have a lot of this done for the wiring. You guys enjoy the day. Appreciate your time. Later.